Welcome to the Veeda series podcast, where scientists, business leaders, and clinical researchers discuss the latest and most critical topics in drug development. I am Bhavika Maheshwari, and our esteemed guest for today is Dr. Jatin Vadhvana, head of the Clinical Research Department. Dr. Vadhvana is a medical doctor and brings over 15 years of experience in clinical research. He is well versed in clinical pharmacology, good clinical practice (GCP), good laboratory practice (GLP), clinical studies, and medical writing. In this episode, we will begin by exploring one of the most prevalent and concerning health challenges today, type 2 diabetes mellitus. We'll then discuss a widely used glucagon like peptide 1 receptor agonist that has shown great potential in managing type 2 diabetes, liraglutide. Following this, we'll dive into complexities of liraglutide and highlight Veeda Group's expertise, showcasing how we have become the preferred drug development partner for advancing treatments in type 2 diabetes. Welcome to the podcast, Dr. Jatin. To start today's episode, let's discuss type 2 diabetes mellitus, focusing on its widespread prevalence and impact on health. Could you also provide insights into the specific challenges individuals with type 2 diabetes face, such as adhering to treatment plans and making necessary lifestyle changes?
Thanks, Bhavika, for having me here. Let's begin by addressing your first question about the widespread prevalence of type 2 diabetes mellitus. Type 2 diabetes mellitus is one of the most prevalent health challenges today, accounting for about 90% of all the diabetic cases. It's a chronic metabolic disorder characterized by high blood sugar levels due to impaired insulin secretion or resistance to insulin's effects. If not managed properly, it can lead to severe complications such as heart disease, stroke, kidney failure, and nerve damage. In terms of challenges, individuals with type 2 diabetes often face difficulties with medication adherence, regular blood glucose monitoring, and implementing lifestyle changes. Maintaining a constant treatment regimen can be challenging, especially with potential medication side effects. Additionally, an emotional and psychological toll of managing a chronic illness can lead to stress, anxiety, or depression, complicating effective management. Factors such as limited access to healthcare, financial barriers, and a lack of sufficient education about the condition can further impede the management efforts. To address these challenges, comprehensive approach involving healthcare professionals, patient education, and robust support system is crucial. With appropriate guidance on diet, exercise, blood sugar monitoring, and medication adherence, many individuals can mitigate the risk of complications associated with type 2 diabetes.
Managing type 2 diabetes indeed comes with its challenges, but fortunately, we have effective medications to address these issues. One such treatment is liraglutide, a GLP-1 receptor agonist that has shown significant potential in managing this condition. Dr. Jatin, could you please elaborate on how liraglutide works?
Liraglutide is a medication specifically designed for managing type 2 diabetes mellitus. It belongs to a class of drugs known as GLP-1 receptor agonist. Its primary role is to help regulate blood glucose levels in a way that closely mimics body's natural processes. Let me tell you how it works. When blood sugar level rises, particularly after meals, liraglutide stimulates the pancreas to release the insulin. This insulin helps lower blood glucose levels by allowing body to use sugar of body for the energy. At the same time, liraglutide suppresses the release of glucagon, a hormone that normally increases the blood sugar levels by promoting glucose production in the liver. Another key function is that it slows gastric emptying, meaning it delays the movement of food from stomach to small intestine. This gradual process helps prevent sharp spikes in blood sugar after meals. Additionally, liraglutide has shown to reduce appetite, which can lead to weight loss. It is again an important benefit for the patients with type 2 diabetes who are often managing the weights as well. Over time, liraglutide improves the function of beta cells in the pancreas, which are responsible for producing insulin. Overall, this helps enhance the blood glucose control in the long run.
So, next, I'd like to know more about Vida's experience in handling complex clinical studies. particularly for a drug like liraglutide. Could you share some details, Dr. Jatin?
Course, Bhavika. Vida has been actively supporting drug development in type 2 diabetes for last 17 years. We have conducted more than 15 glucose collapse studies across various insulin products like Insulin Glargine, Insulin Aspart, and Wosulin. Beyond liraglutide, we also have considerable experience with semaglutide, another well-recognized GLP-1 receptor agonist. Additionally, we have carried out phase 1 healthy volunteer studies for other anti-diabetic drugs. Our clinical facilities, including dedicated phase 1 units, are led by a highly skilled team of scientists. In fact, most of our experts devote their significant time to continuous training and skill development. They have profound expertise in effectively address the complexities such as biological variability, hypoglycemia risk by planning meticulous and implementing proactive strategies. For liraglutide, we have successfully executed studies across various age groups, offering comprehensive support in key areas like study design and execution, regulatory application, ethics committee submissions, volunteer recruitment and retention, investigational product management and administration, PK blood sample management.
Dr. Jatin, could you also share the key results from one of the studies conducted by Veeda? Additionally, I would like to hear more about the specific measures your team takes to ensure the safety and well being of the volunteers throughout the study.
Let's focus on the case study which I slightly touched before. Here, the objective was to assess the safety of a test product compared to the reference product for type 2 diabetes mellitus in healthy volunteers. It was an open label, balanced, randomized, single dose, two treatment, two sequence, two period crossover bioequivalence study. We successfully enrolled 12 volunteers in the study and total 25 blood samples were collected in each period. There were few challenges, yes, but within the designated timelines, the study was completed successfully, meeting the requirements for submission to the regulatory authority. You know, Bhavika, in each step, the safety of the volunteers' well-being is always our top priority. Throughout the study, we were deeply committed to ensure their safety, closely monitoring of each subject, and taking preventive measures to minimize any risk of adverse events. Our safety assessments were thorough and comprehensive, including medical history review, vital sign monitorings, clinical examinations, clinical laboratory tests, chest X-ray, and 12-lead ECG. This helped us ensure that any potential issues can be promptly identified and addressed so that volunteers remain safe and well cared for every stage of the study.
You were talking about the challenges in drug development for a complex drug like liraglutide. Can you explain what specific challenges researchers face and how did we ensure the accuracy of the dosing procedure?
Certainly, drug development journey of complex drugs like liraglutide comes with several challenges. For instance, liraglutide administered subcutaneously at a dose of 0.6 mg. It has to be carefully managed to avoid complications. One key challenge in dealing with this is biological variability among the subjects. It means that individuals may respond differently to the drug due to genetic and physiological differences, which can again lead to drugs efficacy and safety changes. This was addressed with enrolling volunteers within stringent inclusion and exclusion criteria. Again, administering the liraglutide with prefilled pens, handling of this device right from receipt, careful inspection for use, accurate dispensing of required dose are crucial steps to prevent any potential issue with the dosing accuracy. Additionally, injection must be given subcutaneously in the abdomen, and it's important that it is done by trained professionals following the study protocol precisely. Another significant challenge is preventing hypoglycemia or low blood sugar levels. Since liraglutide affects the blood glucose regulation, it's critical to monitor and manage blood glucose levels closely. In our studies, we address this by administering a 20% weight by volume glucose solution every 15 minutes for up to 4 hours post-dose. This helps counteract any potential drops in blood glucose and maintains the safety of participants. The dosing schedule is meticulously followed and subjects are monitored throughout the study so that any adverse events are promptly addressed. By adhering to these procedures, we minimize the risk of errors and and maintain the reliability of our
One of the critical aspects of conducting a clinical study is the recruitment and screening process. Can you explain some of the challenges associated with this, especially in terms of study specific tests and criteria?
You are right. Recruitment and screening both are essential components of any clinical study, and they often present significant challenges, particularly due to the strict study-specific tests and criteria. One of the major challenges is establishing rigorous inclusion and exclusion criteria, which are crucial to ensure the integrity of the study. In our case, screening processes involved comprehensive review of each participant's medical history, vital sign assessments, clinical examinations, laboratory tests, chest X-ray, and 12-lead ECG to evaluate the heart function.
That sounds like quite an extensive process. How does this detailed screening contribute to the overall success of the study?
This detailed screening is essential for few reasons. First, it ensures that the participants are meeting the sub-study criteria, which is key to obtaining accurate and reliable results. By excluding volunteers which do not meet this criteria, we reduce the risk of confounding variables which can affect the study's findings. Second, screening helps to protect participants' health by identifying any potential risk before they enter the study. This comprehensive approach not only improves the quality of the research but also safeguards the well being of the volunteers.
Could you also elaborate on some of the specific challenges faced in handling and administrating medications like liraglutide?
Sure, Liraglutide, like many investigational medicinal products, requires precise handling and dosing to ensure its efficacy and safety. The key challenge we encountered was complex nature of dosing procedure. It was essential to manage the IMP carefully before dosing, particularly in terms of storage. Both test and reference pre-filled pens needed to be stored in a refrigerator at temperature between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius and were to be protected from heat and sunlight to maintain the stability. Our team took several careful steps to ensure proper handling and dosing of liraglutide. We adhered strictly to the required storage conditions by using stability chambers to maintain correct temperature and protected IMPs from sun and heat. Additionally, we followed the study protocols meticulously, verifying all the IMP dispensing activities to ensure accuracy. When it came to administering the dose, the procedure involves inserting a needle at a 45-degree angle into the subcutaneous tissue of a pinch skin. This technique was crucial for proper drug delivery and helped minimize the potential for dosing errors. By following these steps, we were able to effectively manage the complexities of the dosing and ensure the integrity of the study.
Veeda Group's expertise truly shines in the successful execution of complex studies like liraglutide. As we have already discussed, these trials require not only a deep understanding of drugs' pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics property, but also a well thought out strategic approach. VIDA's proficiency ensures that we are fully equipped to support every stage of drug development for type 2 diabetes treatment. Thank you, Dr. Jatin, for your expert insights. Over the past 19 years, VIDA has built an unwavering reputation in clinical research, conducting over 4,900 healthy volunteer studies, 230 of which have been complex studies like liraglutide. With state of art clinical and bioanalytical labs spread across 4 facilities and a database of over 85,000 volunteers, VIDA has become a trusted CRO for pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industries around the globe. As VIDA continues to grow, we remain focused on our core mission to become your partner in creating a healthier tomorrow. We trust this episode has granted you a more profound comprehension of the facts associated with the role of liraglutide in type 2 diabetes management. Stay tuned for our upcoming episodes where we will continue to explore more intriguing topics and share valuable insights from the world of clinical research. Thank you to all our audience for tuning into this podcast. Until next time, stay healthy and stay informed.